You are watching Melody Lane. With me you're gonna have a great crafting time. Melody Lane. With me you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hello. Let me pop up my chat here. Hello, everyone. There we go. Hi, it's... Oh, let me shut myself up. Can't listen to myself in two places. That's not the right one. Where am I at? There I am. Oh, let me shut myself up. Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I had to think about it for a second, like, what day is it? Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm still talking. I will not be silenced, apparently. There we go. Hi, everybody. How are you guys today? Hi, Jamie, Deborah, Dawn, Carmen, Lisa. Hello, hello, guys. Hello, hello. Hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. Hi, Rochelle in California. I hope you guys all had a good Mother's Day. The weather here was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Anybody do anything exciting? Hi, Evelyn. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. My one, like, regular person cam's not working, so I'm having to use my computer here, so then I'll switch to the overhead. Because, yeah, that camera just will not work for me for anything. Hi, Donnelly. Did you ladies, I know Deborah, Donnelly, and Kathy were all in Columbus for the Simon Says Stamps event. Hi, Nancy. Glad to have you in here. I said, you ladies weren't there getting into too much trouble there, were you? Oh. They got to meet Tim Holtz, though. That was exciting. That was so exciting. If you watched our image sets on Friday, you kind of seen that, because when I went to my screen, that picture was just on my screen, like on Facebook when I went to it. So everybody got to see that. How is everybody's week going so far? Today it's kind of rainy. It's rainy here. Tomorrow we'll be gone. We're going to Chicago for the night because we're staying in Chicago. It's my husband's birthday and, well, tomorrow will be 6 days. And we can't go next week on his days off because his brother and family's coming in from Oklahoma. So we are going tomorrow. It's like a Mother's Day birthday thing. So we're going to go to Chicago for the night. Oh, which I'm really excited though because Chicago. Cricut has 4 murals across the country. One's in Texas. Oh, now I'm going to forget. One's in Texas, one's in San Francisco, one's in Chicago. I can't remember where the other one is. 4 murals. But there's 4 murals Cricut did for Mother's Day, and they're having a contest, and you take a picture of it and post it in Instagram. So tomorrow, on the way to the hotel, I'm making my hubby stop at the mural so I can get a picture with the mural. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to be in Chicago. Okay, so today, if you were on Saturday, we went ahead and, I went and designed this layered Shadowbox card. My puppy has something she's chewing that's making lots of noise. Hi, Mitzi. Lucy. Lucy. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she literally just grabbed a tube of iron-on and went to run off, and I was like, no chew that. You can't have that. And she found something else that's, I don't know what it is, but it's loud. So I made a layered wedding box card. I was at the Hallmark store and I seen something that was totally different, but the same kind of idea where it was like layered, kind of like a shadow box card, but then you collapse it, it folds flat. But then it's like pretty to just put on display too. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you my screen and show you it in Design Space. And then I will tell you what I changed about it when I made one yesterday. Where am I going? To think about that. On my scene. Hold on, let me cancel my cut here. Hopefully you guys can see my screen here. So, yes, yeah, live. Okay. Okay, so this was the card here. Ooh, Let's pull this up here, put this over here. Is that you, Ducky? It's always scary when I'm in the basement and then I hear somebody come in and I'm like, I don't know who's here. I thought both kids were at work. Okay, so this is the card I made here. So it has different layers and it's going to be a box. Yeah, Carmen, this will be in supporter files. I always make sure it's all good after I cut it and put it together before I put it in supporter files. So this is the one I made here. And then the way I changed it, if you were with me on Saturday when I designed it, I took and made this square and then I just contoured it out so it's solid, and I did 4 of them and connected it together. And what I found is it had way too much width. Unless you wanted to do, if you wanted to do like 8 layers, that one would have been good. So I went ahead and changed so the sides are not as thick. That way it fills the area of the shadow. Oh, that's awesome, Carmen. And then on the side here, I had just 2 tabs. Is that you, Ducky? Oh, okay. 2 tabs, but I did the whole length because I'm like, no, I'm gluing that together. I want to make sure I have a whole solid piece for that to glue in. So we're going to go ahead and there's so many possibilities with colors too. I thought it'd be neat if you knew like their wedding colors. You could do something along their wedding colors. I did one, I used some glitter cardstock for a layer, and then I have a couple options actually because I like to ask you guys. So I cut a couple things in 2 different colors so I can be like, what do you think we should go with? So we'll go ahead and I'm going to move this for a second. So just give me a second because I got to move the computer, and then we'll go overhead and we'll go ahead and put this together. Hi, Luce. What were you chewing, ma'am? Okay. Now let's go here. Forgot it was going to be on me. And then let's go to... Where is that? Oh no. Hold with me, guys. The camera's just not... The camera's not showing. That's crazy. It was working beautifully because I checked it all. I'm going to make sure. All right, let's try this. This isn't how we usually do it, but... That's so weird. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. Hold on, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. Why is this not... There we go. Okay. Now you guys can see over. Just wanted to make sure that was right before I went and did the rest of this. Let me set this here. I don't know where to set it. Okay, we're going right here with it. You know what's funny is when I was doing all that and clicking the camera that has not worked, hasn't worked for like weeks, all of a sudden showed up, and I'm like, how is that? But cool. Hopefully that does that again sometimes. That's funny, Deborah. Did you take the lens cap off? These don't have lens caps. Gremlins, right? I had it all set up, making sure I could see my work area, and I extended the camera so you guys can see my hands more, because sometimes it's really far away, and I'm like, that's hard to see. Okay, So we have our pieces here. This is going to be, I actually just cut this on the Venture because I need a new premium blade in my Maker 3. And I used the Cricut Joy Extra, but this piece is too long. So I did this on the Venture, and holy cow, like, I haven't even weeded this. Like, look how good it did this. And I didn't even, like, I don't even have the little pieces I need to take out. So this is going to be what we're going to put it all in here. Hi, Joyce, welcome. So we're going to put it all inside of here. But now we have our layers. Voila, our little project box that I love. Okay, and I have different layers here. So, what I can't decide, and you guys can help me decide on this, is, so I have two different pink colors, and then I have two different of the background colors. So these will be layered top of each other like that. And then we have the option of doing this one, which this is a pink. It's more like salmon-y. Salmon? I guess like that. And then you can put it behind, and this too depends on like the colors of their wedding. You know, if they had purple in there, and then you can put that over that one like that, or we can switch, and instead of this, put this over it. I think that's really pretty. You know what this reminds me of? One of my favorite movies, and I haven't seen this in forever. I've watched it so many times. Have you guys ever seen Steel Magnolias? When Julia Roberts gets married and her whole wedding is blush and bashful. That's what the different pinks remind me of, is like blush and bashful. So we got those colors, and then, or we could do, I cut this Cricut poster board. We could do these in front of the purple. I mean, they'll be stacked on each other in front of the purple. So what? Right? That's such a good movie. Such a good movie. I don't think my daughter's ever seen it. I'm like, I'm going to have to make her watch Steel Magnolias. Just the other day we were quoting something from Weezer. What the heck was it? My husband said it and I was cracking up. Such a good movie. Okay, so do we like pink number 1? This is pink number 1. Or this is pink number 2, the more salmon. So, pink number 1. This is number 1. This is number 2. I mean, they're both pretty. That's what's so hard. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I like both. I'll just cut 2 and let you guys decide. Number 1. Love the first one. Okay, number 1 it is. Blush and bashful. I love it. And then, do you think we should do this piece for the background? This will be number 1. Or do you think we should do number 2, the shimmer cardstock, number 2? So for the back, we got number 1 or number 2. Number 1. Number 2. I like the sparkle. That's number 2. Number 2. Okay, I think number 2. Okay, number 2 wins. Although I do love the holographic kind of that this one gives. Keep those pieces. Okay, so now we're just gonna have to layer in, oops, each of these pieces. And when we do this, we're gonna start with the very, it looks so neat just offset like that too. Need this? I agree, Lisa. You know we love us some sparkle. Lucy, stay out of the garbage, please. She wants to get some paper out of there. Ma'am. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with our first layer here. So I'm going to set these to the side. And with this, all of your folds are going to go in. So I just went ahead and, before we started, I just went ahead and went along my score lines. And these are all going to be mountain folds because they're all going to go ahead and fold in. So now when I did this, I'm like, how am I going to glue this together? Because I really had no idea. I just took an inspiration and was like, I think this is how we'll do it. And it seemed to work. So with these, each side, you want to do one side folded in and the other side folded out on the tab. So one side's going to be mountain and one side's going to be valley. Let's just go ahead and fold those. Oh, and we have to congratulate one of our members, Faye. She had a granddaughter born today, Brinley, and she's adorable. Such a like, perfect looking newborn, complexion, everything, like a doll. So cute. I secretly can't wait for the day I can be a grandma. I'm not kidding. It's been so long since I had babies in my life. Yeah, me too, Rochelle. I love pink tones. I love things in the monotone where it's all in the same color family, but different shades. I just think that looks really classy. Okay, make sure you don't put that the wrong way and it's spelled wrong. When I did my one, I was making sure it went together okay. I flipped one of them and the bride and groom was going the wrong way. And I'm like, no. Okay, so let me look at this. Make sure I do this right to start, right? Yes. Okay. Thanks, Sue. They got me these for Mother's Day. I was like, that's a perfect little thing to set on my desk. And my cats don't, well, usually don't come up here and mess with stuff, so I can have pretty flowers here. Right, Rochelle? That's what I think. Grandma, best job ever. Because it's even better than your own kids because it's all your responsibility. Like, you get to love on them and spoil them and send them home. Too. And see your, it's just, hopefully I get to do that someday. Hopefully. Okay, so what we're going to do is, and this is important to make sure this all lines up correctly, we're going to take our tabs, we're going to glue them, and then we want to make sure it goes up against the score line here, and then at the top, it's even with the top and bottom too. That's how we're going to make sure that they can go ahead and layer correctly. So I'm just going to take my glue, which I've been using this Nuvo glue since we got it at Marco's Paper in Dayton, and I love it. I know it goes in that glue press too that I hope to get someday. And what I love about it, I don't have to worry about putting a pin in it either, because so I don't have to worry about that. It just put the cap on it and it's good. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer this. We'll layer it, stick this on. And then just make sure your top, it's even with the top and bottom here. And then once I get it in place, just kind of hold it in place there. Oh, that's exciting, Carmen. A great grandma. Everybody knows that's a grandma, just says it's the best thing ever. I know I'm only like, how old am I? 43? I have a lot of friends that are grandmas. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down till it dries. And then once that dries in place, we can go ahead and move on to the next one. Now you just want to make sure, oops. So this is our next layer here, and I just want to make sure that I have the bride and groom facing the same direction. Because like I said, when I did this, I think my third layer I did the wrong way. And then I want these tabs to go the same way. So these are going to fold valley. And then these. Well, I guess it depends what way you look at it. I might be calling these wrong because I'm not looking at it straight on. Alright. So then this one's going to go right here, just like, hopefully you guys can see my iPad's kind of blocking what I'm seeing here. Okay. Just trying to see the computer more there. Okay, so then these I'm going to do the same thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and put glue on these two. Yeah, Mother's Day was nice though. I don't usually do much. My daughter like surprised me. She had went and got me breakfast, so I woke up and had breakfast, and then later on she ran to Starbucks and got me a chai latte. I'm like, thanks, I could get used to this. Having kids with money that will actually do something. And she got me flowers also. Okay. So I am just doing the same thing I did with the last one. Again, just making sure that it's butted up against. That's what's good about the tabs. It gives you the spacing, so you know where to glue it. And then just make sure that it's lined up on the top and bottom, which it is. So I'm just going to hold it here for a second. And that glows. It glows. It dries really quick too. Okay, again, checking my direction here before I do this. I'm gonna bend these ones. Now, if you wanted to put even more layers, you would just make the sides thicker. And you could do so many layers. Like that. The shades of blush and bashful. Thinking of Steel Magnolias though, man, I was so traumatized when Julia Roberts' character, when she died, like I remember as a kid, that probably being the most traumatizing death in a movie. Everybody was so good in that movie though. Sally Fields, Shirley MacLaine, Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts. I mean, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue the tabs on this. Alex had to get his car fixed. His battery on his car, he got a high voltage warning thing. Take it to a service dealer. His car won't charge. Luckily, it's all under warranty, so he's been taking care of that all day. Oh, tell me I didn't do that. Oh no, it's the right way. It's the right way. That's why you don't see Alex in here. He's getting his car all taken care of. She'll be out without his car for a few weeks, it sounds like. Okay. And I think that's in the right place there. So I'm just going to hold that. You can totally do this, Lisa. The tabs actually make it really easy because it gives you your spacing. So what you just, the first one you just butt up against the score line, and then the next one you butt up against. So those tabs is what gives you the spacing. Yeah, if you just had to guess and just like glue a little bit, that would be awful. But this really works. I think it works well. Okay, and then our last piece, which, well, obviously goes that way. I love this shimmer though. And I love it because it's not the loose glitter, so you don't get the glitter everywhere. Or do you get the glitter all over your blade? These fold up. This is such a pretty color for a wedding too. Thank you, Carmen. Well, hello. And then this one needs to go just like that. Okay. Glue these. When I did this, I got the first side done, and then I'm like, okay, how do I do the other side the same way? And I don't know how much that card was. I seen like this in the Hallmark store because there wasn't a price on it, but every time, I don't know about you guys, but every time I look at a price of a card in the store, I'm like, holy cow. I know my parents' best friend, Sushi, actually just passed away the other day. But her and her husband have always, forever, they go to the store, like, you know, anniversary. They each pick out a card for each other, read it, okay, and then put it back. Oh, I do too, Mitzi. Love Shirley MacLaine's character. I mean, Weezer made the movie. She's so funny. Good to know, because I did not use this on my other one. Glue doesn't usually like to hold these. Sometimes you need double-sided tape, which I don't know if I have access to any right now. But let's see with this glue, how it does. Interested. Okay, so now we have that side glued in, so now we gotta go ahead and go over to this side and glue it in. And we're gonna do the same. Now this is a little trickier, obviously, because we have the other side glued in, but we're gonna do the same thing. I ain't gonna lie, Jamie, I knew they did that forever, and there was a time too. Because my husband don't make me a card, he buys them. Which I'm like, if y'all want to make me happy, will y'all just make me a card? I've done the same thing. I'm like, don't spend $8 on that card. Just, here, you picked it out, I'll read it. We're good. Alright, now the first placement, it's so hard to show to do this just because of angles. And actually, now that I'm doing this, I would say flip both the tabs the same way. I'm kind of like, why didn't I do that? I don't know why when I first started doing it put together, I was like, oh, I should do one tab each way. It'll give the spacing, but it'd give the spacing anyway. It would give the spacing anyway, going the other way, so. Okay. We got the first one down. So we're gonna do the same thing with these. Yeah, but I would change that. Just do the tabs each the same direction. Hi, Lewis. You back again? And then just like that other side, you're gonna line it up. Trying to make sure I got it, which I do. That one looks good. I want to turn that first layer a little bit, but it's glued a little. That's funny, Mitzi. Mitzi said, we've been married for 38 years. I've given my husband the same cards for several years. Well, and you know if you buy them in the store, it's so funny because my mom's done it several times. She'll like send us a card and she goes, I'm not sure if I've sent that to you guys before. And I'll be like, yeah. But sometimes you go in the, you know, we've been at the store and we're like, I know I've seen this card for 3 years. This card's been here for at least 3 years. Okay. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I'm just taking my fingers and putting those tabs and getting it straight. You guys can see what's going on in there. Alright. I really wish I would have done the tabs the other way though, so I had my spacing and for the front piece done right. Alright, and then one more. This is the part it might not want to stick on, is the shiny side here. Thanks, Lisa. It actually matches my shirt perfectly. If you could see my shirt, I have a New Kids on the Block shirt on, and it's literally these colors, these 3 colors. So, it's funny, I wear 80s shirts all the time, right? If you guys were with me in Columbus, you know I have a lot of 80s shirts. Like, well, I didn't even wear a lot of them. I just naturally have a lot of 80s band shirts. And my kids don't say nothing to me. And then I get this New Kids on the Block shirt, and I'm wearing it, and Connor's like, hey, Mom, the 90s called. They want their shirt back. And I'm like, you don't say that about my 80s stuff. It was like noted. 80s acceptable, 90s is not. And I think, Jamie, surprisingly, this glue is actually holding it pretty good. I mean, the lady did tell us she fixed her shoe with it. It was so strong that she fixed her shoe with it. And I was like, if it's that good, I want to try it. All right. This turns out, guys. This is the nervous part. Okay, and then my last, all I got to do is glue this to the inside here. And then I had it draw also the congratulations, wishing you a lifetime of happiness, love of happiness. And I didn't realize you can change the font on this. I didn't realize, and I usually am really good at checking about this, that it's not a font you have to purchase, that it's part of Cricut Access at least. The congratulations is the lifetime of wishing you a lifetime of love and happiness was all one saying, but I can't remember what it was, but I didn't like the wishing you and the of love, so I went ahead and chose a different font and changed that. But that is one you have to purchase, but you could easily just change the font of that to whatever you like. Alright, now let's glue this together and see what it really looks like. There isn't, Lisa. I need to get a link to the glue. I will work on that and get a link. I will post it somewhere so that you guys can get it. And then I'll put it in the, like for our image set video, I'll go ahead and put the link in there too. Because it'll just be at Amazon. Well, and I gotta make sure they have it on Amazon, which they should because Amazon has everything. If Alex was here, I could have him grab a link real quick. There you go. Thank you, Jamie. Perfect. The Mr. and Mrs. Ooh, good question. What font did I use for the Mr. and Mrs.? Oh, it wasn't a font. I had to think about that for a second. It was not a font, Carmen. It was, I just searched Mr. and Mrs. and it was actually in Design Space. Okay. So here's the card. It's all finished. And then you can, I just glued it, so I'm scared to do it, but you can collapse it flat. You can collapse it down. I don't want to do it because it's all there. But then, this is their card here. Isn't that pretty? And then you can just like set it up too. Thanks, guys. And I like it when it's a little, even like a little cockeyed because it shows those layers. And I thought something else that would be neat, instead of doing each of these the same thickness, the square part, gradually get a little thicker so that when you look straight on, you see kind of like that, where you get the layers of it. You know what I'm saying? You'd look in and you'd see that. So I think that would be kind of cool to do that on those ones, which it looks good like this too, but I was just like, oh, if you just looked on and you had a little bit more of each color going in. But you could choose so many different colors. So many different colors. That's awesome. That's awesome, Carmen. Post it in the groups when you do it too. I want to see it. This is the one I made just for practice. Apparently I like pink. I'm like looking, I'm like, it's pink too. Yes, and the exclusive Facebook group. But as you can see, the writing on the back, because as I started doing it, I was like, oh, that's way too thick. So I just kind of like cut off the edges, and then made it made it fit. That's why the back looks like this, because that's supposed to be further over, but I was like, nope, that's too thick. But this is it with the glitter cardstock in front too. Which it's hard to see the white in the second layer, so I'd probably switch that. You could even do the outside white, which would be really pretty, and then do that next layer black if you wanted. But there's so many possibilities of colors and textures. Thanks guys, but here's this one's glued, so I'll show you this one collapsing, but you can collapse it down if you want to send it. Which it's good that I made the sides shorter too, because it made it a much smaller card versus that. It would be two of the square thick. But then they just pop it up, and then how cute, they can just set it out. Set it at home, put it on their work desk. And yeah, that's what the border sticker, that's what I was mentioning, is making the border sticker for each one, and then they would all show. So I'd work on that. But yeah, this will be in supporter files now that we know everything's good to go and cuts. We'll go ahead and put that in supporter files. But you get access to that and our 24/7 crafting Zoom, which they're always having a fun time in there. Oh, your daughter's anniversary is tomorrow, Carmen. I didn't see that it was tomorrow. Okay, I'll get that put as soon as we get off here, Carmen. I'll go ahead and get that put in designer files. I'll go ahead and get this put in supporter files for you. But just take this idea too, and this just gave me so many ideas. You know, you can do birthday ones, whatever the thing's gonna be. There's, you know, you can come up with different layers to go ahead and create. But how fun! I've seen like the Shadowbox cards where it's like the front, it's a regular card, but the front of the card has like a couple layers. But I haven't seen it where like the whole card is an actual Shadowbox. Mine is at the Hallmark store. So that is it. I'd go back to me, but I have to move the camera and everything all over again, put the box up and everything, so I'm just going to stay on here while I talk to you guys. I'm going to put my cap on my glue so I do not forget. But yeah, so that's that. Hope you guys like it. It was fun to create. I said I got to go look at the Hallmark store more often for inspiration. There's lots of good inspiration there. Oh, thanks, Sue. Sue showed where I designed the card, so I showed how I went to design it, too. And I was thinking when I designed it, I should have mentioned, like when I was putting the score lines on each tab, one thing I would have mentioned, I know I didn't, is because I needed a score line on the tab on the top and the bottom, and I was just moving them into place. But really look at your position on the map, because say I have this score line at 20.2 inches, well, then when I move it down, I'm going to also want it on the same axis, like 20.2. So you can get it so they're lined up perfectly by looking at your coordinates. What do you got? You eating paper? Are you eating paper? So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Oh, if you give us a thumbs up, totally appreciate it. But thank you for joining. And then, so today is Tuesday. Yeah, I'll be in Chicago tomorrow. And then on Friday, me and Alex will be live for image sets, and then on Saturday, Alex is going to create live in Design Space. Sue said, hi, Lucy. Come here. Oh, I can't show you. I was going to pick her up and show you. What am I going to do, set her on the table? You wouldn't even see all of her if I tried to set her here. So, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you guys next time. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Happy crafting. Hope the weather's good to you. Bye.